Hello and welcome to Salt Lake City. Today we are going to fly to Aspen, which is a very interesting airport in the US. I might even say it's kind of famous. I have only departed from there so far, and we are going to arrive there today. What's more, according to the 80s, there is a visual approach in use at this moment, which I have never done in any of the airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we are going to have a bit of first today. Let's jump in and start booting up the airplane. I have already checked our weights, so our fuel should be correct. And oxygen, it'll be the next, so battery is on. Our pre-flight initialization incoming. The button works as well, and it also helps to keep our hearing right. Weight and fuel from the sim, and speed backs from the sim. So let's go with the flight plan. We are at KSLC, flying to KASE. And by the way, we are going to need PFD map settings, other PFD settings, altitude units, inches, back. So, we are going to fly from runway 35 with direct free departure to EKR load. There is no arrival procedure for Aspen, but there are approaches, of course. That's not the one. Is there Visual 15? That's the one. Let's go with straight in. Okay, and as for the minimums, I have never seen anything like that in the select. So our approach, the roaring for visual runway 15. So this is our minimums. Ceiling at 6,000, and our airport is at 7,800. 7,838. So our minimums are actually below the ground. I don't know how to make any sense of it. And what's even more interesting, no missed approach procedure. So no second tries, I guess. We should do good on the first one. So let's go and load visual 15. And of course that's not the whole route. From EKR we are going to enter runway V108 and exit it at Delta Bravo Lima. And that is now our route. And why does it only start at Bobby? So, Bobby Borzi AKR True Nilxo Ajax DBL, correct, and from DBL we will go about that way. It is similar to the one that was shown in the approach chart. Just to show it, I will pin it here. So it's more or less the same. It's not curved, but it's mostly the same. So that concludes our flight plan, and also, since we are already here, let's close the door to make a little less noise, and let's get rid of the manual air conditioning warnings, or at least class messages. So, battery is on, oxygen checked, set and pushed in, and norm. Pressurization is norm. Electrical on and norm. ELT norm. Nose wheel steering norm. Landing gear is down. Free greens. That's the thing that's not working. Parking brake is set. Flaps are up. We can also see that flaps are up here. Thrust levers at cutoff position. Speed brake is retracted. Ice protection norm and off. Fuel panel norm. Trim panel norm. Windshield heat norm. Pneumatic panel norm. Glare shield panel is dark. No buttons are lit. No chimes. And that concludes our first checklist. Our passengers are briefed. Rudder pedals are adjusted. Seats and belts are also adjusted and secure. The doors are closed. Parking brake is still set. The CASE messages we have are the usual ones with engines down. We have 29 volts, but of course that's because our generator provides more voltage than needed, and more than our batteries can provide as well. Let's listen to the 80s, which is 124750. Okay, we will not listen to the 80s. Let's go over to tower at 119050. That's really silent, but maybe there's not much traffic. So Salt Lake City Tower, HondaJet Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, request IFR to Aspen. Great. So Denver Center is the only one remaining. Okay, that's kind of sorry, so we will depart using Unicom, and then Denver Center will be on 127 decimal 65. Of course, that means that we are able to start our engines, no one stopping us. Clear left, clear right. I'm spinning my finger towards you and showing number 1. So we are going to start with engine number 1, and 2 is rising. So is the oil pressure, and now we have ignition, and of course the internal temperature is rising as well. That seems to be correct. I'm spinning my finger and showing number 2. And 2 is rising, oil pressure is rising, and we have an increasing internal temperature on the second engine as well, which also should mean that we can now give power to the cabin. So engines are started. We are checking still the engine instruments. Engine anti-ice is not needed in 24 degrees Celsius. External power is disconnected. Flight controls. Are free and correct. Wing anti-ice not needed. We are going to start with an 1200 should be good for departure. We are Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, that's correct. Our flight plan is entered. Our navigation source is GPS. The last known altimeter was 2998. Flaps to take off, and once we are here, pitch trim to 4.3, or we're about 4.2 then. Speed brake was checked, cabin signs, seat belts please, and parking brake. We will need a bit of help for the taxi. Let's dismiss that and hide the left panel. So 3.5 is actually 3.49. 3.49. And is there any altitude restriction? Okay, so we should maintain flight level 230 or lower, which means I will start with flight level 230. Of course, I'm going to enter 23,000. And once we are over 18,000, we will set standard variable. Now we are going to start using flight level change and heading mode. Since there is no departure line, we are going on our own to Bobby. But that's not at this moment what we need. We are going to go to Kilo 1. Salt Lake City traffic, Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, taxi to runway 35, holding point Kilo 1. And of course we are going to check those while taxiing. Not 100% sure which line to follow. Let's hope this one will take us there. So, Kilo 1. Okay, we will not need the charts for a while now. So, flaps are set for takeoff, trims 4.2, speed brake is retracted. We have no CASE messages, navigation will be initially by heading and flight level change. Flight guidance is set, takeoff and landing data is confirmed. Takeoff briefing. I'm solo flying this, but I'm going to tell you that if we are going to abort, then if we do so on the ground, we will just push the brakes. If we need to reland, then if we have suitable runway left, then we will do so. And of course, if we cannot, then we will make a circuit and land. Otherwise, we are going to take off and follow the heading 439 to Booby and then give it over to the GPS. We will not need radar and ice protection to take off. So we are basically now ready to take off. Clear left, clear right. Let's announce ourselves. Salt Lake City Traffic Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, taking off runway 35. Takeoff power is set and more or less now achieved. Airspeed is alive. In the meanwhile, we have now 70 knots, 80, 90, 100, and V1 rotate. Gear up, flaps up. $500 above, auto thrust and autopilot on. And goodbye Salt Lake City. So, landing gear is up, yaw dampener needs to be turned on, flaps are up, thrust levers are managed by the auto thrust, flight guidance will stay currently on heading mode. Ice protection is not needed, and I will keep the belt signs until 10,000 feet. Okay, I think we need to turn a bit to the left to go to Bobby. And we are now over 10,000 feet. There's no visible cloud creation, so I expect no big turbulence. Of course, the mountains over there could be a reason for turbulence. So cabin signs are now off. We are still not really towards Bobby, but I think with so low, actually no traffic at all, I might just go for this intersection where we are headed at this moment and take a right turn direct from there. So it's time to take a big right turn and activate direct to rect and hand it over to nav mode. Pressurization is ongoing as needed. And of course, we are now over 18,000 feet, so we can go for 2992 and talk flight levels from here on. And for a bit of ambience, I think we should just listen in to Denver Center. And I do hope it's still online.
November 7 Juliet, Bravo, Aspen altimeter 3015.
Seems like it is online.
Denver Center, hello, Cactus 1622 is climbing 16.5 for 230.
Cactus 1622, Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 370.
I'm maintaining 370, Cactus 1622.
We are still pretty far from Denver Center's
Southwest 1614 descent
area,
via
so
the logger 3
I'm not
arrival,
going
Denver
to
landing north Denver altimeter 2998.
announce ourselves yet. We'll have still time to do that. And let's now assume that we have clearance to go for our flight level of 390.
Jet share 410, descend via the Aussie 5 arrival.
Descend via the Aussie 5 arrival, Jet 410.
Southwest 1614 Denver Center. Southwest 1614 descend via the Logger 3 arrival, Denver landing north, Denver altimeter 298.
Roger, descend via the Logger 3 arrival and copy Denver landing north, Southwest 1614 and copy descend south.
Roger. Airloft 654, or sorry, 652 runway, taxi to parking via Alpha. It's 5544, contact Denver, approach 120.35.
12035,
Sky was 623, contact Denver, approach 120.35.
12035, doing a great job, have a good night.
Denver Center, connected 1622.
United 2673, climb and maintain flight level 330. At the 1622, standby, break United 2679, Denver Center.
Go for 2679.
United 2679, climb and maintain flight level 330, I'll fire for you shortly.
330, United 2679.
Alright, Cactus 1622, go ahead.
Denver Center, connected 1622, just wanted to see if I could amend my cruise altitude down to 350 for performance.
Cactus 1622, roger, climb and maintain flight level 330, I'll fire for you shortly.
Climb maintain 330, expect higher shortly, connected 1622.
Denver Center, November 456.
November 456, Denver Center, go ahead.
And November 456, can we do a practice ILS to Denver?
November 456, roger. You're still pretty far out, and would you like flight following, or would you like to try with Denver approach later?
Oh, flight would be great for us for 456.
November 456, squawk 6543.
6543, 456.
United 2106, Leo Meyer Space, LA Center's offline radio services terminated. Frequency change approved.
See you, United 2106.
United 707, same Mach number.
You're doing Mach 77.
United 492, showing a little bit of speed discrepancy, just maintain Mach 0.78.
So,
Mach 0.78,
a bit of timeout, please. I'll be back in a minute.
United 2074, descend via the Locker 3 arrival, Denver landing north, Denver altimeter 298.
Send me the Logger 3 landing north, 2998, United 2070.
Denver Center, American 1545, passing 19,400, climbing via 6.
American 1945, Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Is that the 1545?
Affirm, American 1545, Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb, maintain flight level 380, American 1545, thanks.
So, thank you for your patience. Now let's get back to flying. So we are at flight level 370, not yet at our cruising altitude, but very close to it. This part of the US looks really great.
Nomadic 421, leave my airspace, all extenders offline, airships is terminated, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, thank you, Nomadic 420.
And we are still not very close to Denver Center's area, so we still
United
have some
2679,
time
common
before we
maintain flight level
need to announce
350.
ourselves.
Beautiful 350 United 2679.
Cactus 1622, climb and maintain flight level 350.
350, Cactus 1622.
United 492, leave my airspace, all extenders offline, air services terminated, frequency change approved.
Over to the dark side, Nat 492, thanks for your service.
And now we are at 39,000 feet, or more like flight level 390. And as such, let's make a quick engine, systems test. So, status page, taxi landing, recog and ice is
Alpha
off.
1614, contact Denver, approach
Strobe
120.35.
beacon and nav on. It's interesting because
120.35,
okay, so beacon is on, it's just very dim. I was checking it a few minutes ago.
At 707, leave my airspace.
I was wondering if you need the beacon on
terminated, frequency change
during
approved.
the flight, and seems like we do. So our environmental goals are met. There is 23 degrees in both in the cabin and in the cockpit. Our electrical systems are nominal, 25 voltage on both batteries. They are currently being charged because 29 volts are made by the generators.
Jet Share 410,
28.5
days information, Papa is now current, and expect the visual approach runway 17, right?
We have Papa, and expect the visual approach 17 right, Jet Share 410.
No hydraulics in the use, and no ice protection is needed with these numbers. Only the windshield and the pitot heat is on. All the other heats are off. Our fuel is at 25 degrees below zero, but that should not be a problem. It should be able to work until minus 40 degrees. If it was minus 40, we would have a KASE message with a warning, or at least addition. And now we are, I guess, hailed.
Southwest 2272, leave my airspace, Kansas City Center, offline, air services terminated, frequency change approved.
Okay, so that's off, that's on. Denver Center, good afternoon. HondaJet Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, flight level 390.
Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, Denver Center, Squawk 7671.
Squawk 7671, Hotel Mike November.
Denver Center, Southwest 438, climbing flight level 200 for 230.
Southwest 438, Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, Southwest 438.
We have a bit of tailwind, which helps a lot. Currently we are flying with 430 knots ground speed, which is very good for the HondaJet. And with this, we of course have ATC now, so we are not our own. We are flying properly under the watchful eye of Denver Center. Seems like no traffic around us, and yes, according to the Vatsim map, there is no traffic around us. And according to the Vatsim map, we are still outside Denver Center's jurisdiction, but of course with
United
it's
2074, contact Denver approach 120.35.
offline. It's completely up to him to
November
decide.
456, you could also contact Denver approach 120.35, and you could put in approach request in with him.
Alright, 2035, we'll say thanks.
We are going to soon fly over some airport. So let's try and find it. And it's not well hidden. There it is.
Hotel Mike November, air contact 26 miles to the northeast of the Maiton Fjord.
Hotel Mike November, Roger. I don't think we need to answer any more to this.
Get share 410, turn right 10 degrees, descend and maintain 1000.
10 right down to 1000, jet share 14.
Denver Center Delta 579 with you out of 16,800 for flight level 230.
Delta 579 Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Delta 579, flight level 370.
And American 786, flight level 210, looking for a final of 340.
American 786 Denver Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Flight level 340, American 786, thank you.
Jet Air 410's got the airport site. Jet Air 410, thank you. Cleared visual approach runway 17 right.
Clear visual approach 17 right, Jet 410.
Denver Center Delta 579.
Delta 579 Denver Center, go ahead.
Delta 579, I'd like to put flight level 350 on request.
Delta 579, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Delta 579, flight level 350, thanks.
Jet Air 410, runway 17 right, clear to land.
17 right, clear to land, Jet Air 410.
Canada 2679, the MI airspace radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
Switching over, things are open 679.
Okay, so
Actor 1622, same for you, later minus radar service is terminated.
we
Frequency
are
change approved.
nearing
Oh,
our
Unicom, thanks to the HEC.
top of
Skype
descent.
1622.
It's time to review our arrival. Of course, we do not have an actual arrival, so it's time to review what we know. We should be about 12,000, more like 13,000 feet above at DBL. Of course, it depends on the ATC. And go down from there.
Delta 1455, contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
I'm a bit nervous. I have never really done
Delta
a visual
1455, Denver
approach,
Center.
especially with
Delta 1455.
the
Delta
stock
1455,
Microsoft Flight
contact
Simulator
Albuquerque Center,
ATC.
132.8.
Over to
Having the
Albuquerque
visual approach is
328.
kind
Happy
of
Memorial Day,
broken
Delta
as far as
1455.
I
See it?
experienced. You have no way most of the time to say that I have the runway in sight, and therefore you will not get a landing clearance. But of course that cannot happen in Vatsim. I could even say that I have the runway in sight even now, but of course ATC would not believe me.
On 132.8.
Albuquerque Center 132.8. Good day, 1545.
Okay, runway heading. Do we know the exact runway heading? Let's copy it from a different approach chart. So look,
HA410, welcome to Colorado Springs. Exit right when able, and you could taxi to FBO via Alpha.
So it's
Round and we'll land while I'll go to FBO Alpha.
410,
thanks for the help.
And there's a bit of
November 7
cheating.
Juliet Bravo, I'm closed operator services terminated, frequency change
115,
approved.
I will set here 115.
Denver Center, good evening, good afternoon. This is Skip 083. We are at Aspen, ready to copy our IFR clearance to Panama City, Florida. We have information, Charlie.
Skip 083, cleared to Echo Charlie Papa, lens 9, departure to lens then is FOD. Maintain 16,000, departure is going to be off the line, squawk 3744.
Skip 083 is clear to Panama City. With the Aspen 7 departure, initially it's 16,000, squawking 3744, and departure is with you, or should it be parking Unicom?
I'm closing up right now, so on Unicom.
Okay, Unicom, thank you. Skip 083.
Southwest 437, I'm closing operator services terminated, frequency change approved.
Over to Unicom, Southwest 438. Have a good one.
Hotel Mike November, I'm closing operator services terminated, frequency change approved.
Going over to Unicom, thank you for your control, goodbye.
American
well,
786, I'm closing operator
that's
services terminated, frequency change approved.
bad news.
Frequency change, have a good day, American 786.
Delta 579, same for you, frequency change approved.
Delta 579 over Unicom, see ya.
Let's get down to 15,000 first. And let's get over to Unicom. I'm not really happy about it, but of course I understand that Denver Center, whoever he is, have his own life. And of course is not bound by 24/7 service for virtual airplanes like actual ATC does. And I guess we are now over EKR. What is this EKR? Meeker. So we are over Meeker. That airport should be that one. Are we going to meet? No, we are not going to meet. So let's go even steeper downwards. That's not what I wanted to spin. I wanted to move the heading back to 151. Because that's the runway heading. And let's help our descent a bit and slow down. Okay, and with Unicom as our communication channel, of course we should be mindful about arriving planes to Aspen that are not as seemingly there is no planes that is any close to Aspen except of course us. So landing field elevation, it's 7838. For the runway, engine anti-ice is not needed at this moment, even with minus 31 degrees outside. This does not seem like anything worth the effort, and we might not even go through those. But of course, I'm going to keep it here, and we will see. We are still above the V-path descent and descending pretty quick compared to that. Once our vertical deviation will reach about 0, I will move on from this steep descent to the one that is advised here on this profile chart. And seems like we are in fact going through these small clouds. Well, better safe than sorry. We are using, after all, our bleed air, so it's not like we are actively using anything chemical except what we are already burning, of course, to achieve being ice free. And now we are in fact even below the required altitude, so well, yes, required 1700. Let's go with 1700. Are there any speed restrictions here? No. So the question is, which of these valleys have the Aspen airport? We are not yet over DPL. What is DPL? Red Table Eagle. What? Can't say that I see the runway. Aspen traffic, Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November 10, my final, runway 15. Is that it? I guess that is it. So we have the runway in sight. Let's reduce our speed drastically. Okay, let's go. Let's help our deceleration by a lot. And I think it's time for auto thrust yaw dampener autopilot to be off and do this manually. We need gears down. We need flaps approach. We need flaps landing. Okay, this does not seem to be the optimal way to arrive, of course. But we arrived, and it wasn't really bumpy either, was it? Let's go for the next one. So flaps up, speed brake is retracted. And let's keep all those things. Oh! Now that was an oversight. I have forgotten in this quick arrival to tell our passengers to buckle up. So cabin signs were not on. Avionics were set, landing data and CASE messages, approach briefing, flaps, we had all of those things. Let's get off the runway. Aspen traffic, Hotel Alpha Delta Mike November, vacated the runway. So let's find ourselves a nice parking slot. So landing gear was down, speed brake was retracted for a while, flaps were set to landing, airspeed was drastically reducing, autopilot and yaw dampener were off before we landed, thrust levers were more or less idle when we arrived on the runway. We were using the brakes and the speed brake was extended. After landing the cabin signs, we realized that we have not set them on. Engine anti-ice, that's a good idea. I have set them to on and we do not need them on anymore. Speed brake is now retracted, flaps are up, trims 0.4, that's not in the green band. .7 is in the green band. And we are not yet ready to shut down. I think that, yep, this is where we are going to park. Not too close, not too far from this other airplane. So, that's good as it gets. Parking brake is set, wheel shocks are not installed, engine anti-ice is now off. External power not needed. Thrust levers good off. Thank you for the warning. Cabin signs are as required. Oxygen pull off. Parking brake will not be released at this moment. Battery will be turned off. But before that, we will open the door, which we cannot do other than here. And that's not the proper camera setting. So, welcome to Aspen. It was a rather military style landing, but we arrived, I think, more or less safe, with the exception of the seat belts. I hope it wasn't very dangerous or frightening, more like. And I hope to see you next time on my next flight. See you soon. Goodbye.